It's so quiet. Welcome, everyone. We cannot express how happy we are to see everyone together again. Leah and myself and the whole team that you'll know by the end of the week are thrilled to, I know we did the best we could on the virtual ones, but there's nothing like being in person and with all the new people faces here and all the new things to learn. So I know people are really busy and maybe taking a little leap on the traveling side, so we really appreciate your choice to come to DC and join us in our beautiful home building and city. And I completely forgot to introduce myself as usual. I'm Kathy Pettit. I'm the co-director of NNIP, which most of you have seen me on virtually at least. We're gonna, just a moment on logistics. Restrooms are outside this room and to the right. You head to where the breakfast was served. There are also gender neutral restrooms available on the 2nd and 5th floor. And there's also a nursing mother's room. If anyone needs one, they can inquire at the reception desk. And there's many staff here, both NNIP staff and urban comm staff and tech staff. We have purple ribbons, so we're all here to make this week successful for you. So if there's anything you need or questions, just flag one of us down and we'll help you take care of it. We're fortunate to have 62 partner staff, which is up from about 40 in Milwaukee. So there was an enormous response. We were very grateful. There was a moment where Leah and I were saying with the executive committee, will anyone come? So we really appreciate that you all came through, and half of you are new. So if any of you are feeling uneasy because you haven't been here before, you are in good company. So, and please forgive us if we don't immediately recognize you with your masks on from the video. So just, we'll just keep our name tags on and introduce each other and give a little grace on that one. There's also NNIP Alumni Network, which is a fantastic way we keep people involved who depart their organizations, guest cities, and other new and old friends, funders, national organizations that you'll meet across the way. So that's who's in the room. I think there'll be some quizzes, polls later. Next slide. Actually, oh, I have the clicker. I've never been up here before. So I think most of you know, but I wanted to start out by just describing a little bit about the Urban Institute, which is an institution that I love. And Urban is the coordinator of NNIP Network, so we really feel like the network belongs to all of you, and that we are, a caretaker and facilitator for making all these great things happen. Our staff is in the Metropolitan Housing and Communities Policy Center, but we have 10 other policy centers on justice, health, labor, just many other topics. We have just started a really excited Office of Racial Equity Research. So it's definitely, we hope that this is the beginning of even more connections that we make with you and our amazing colleagues here that have so much expertise to share about local work, beyond just the amazing NNIP HQ staff. It's a little faded out. Many of you attended the introductory session with Leah, but we always start with our mission statement to remind ourselves of why we do all this work, which is to ensure that the places we live have access to both the data and the skills to use information to advance equity and well-being across neighborhoods. So many of you who were with us last year or 2 years ago, as we refreshed this mission, this was built with consensus, both with a lot of partner input and alumni vetting. So we want to just always come back to this, and as we even dig into the nuances of cleaning data or the new R code or whatever, or fundraising or any of that pieces, just to have this as a touch point will help root all the conversations this week. And many of the partners do this at home, but may not think abstractly about this. So this is how we operationalize our mission, these very overlapping 3 sets of activities. The bread and butter work of assembling and collecting the local data, the most important part, working with local groups to use the data, especially the communities that have not had access to data before, and then building up the culture of data, the culture of valuing learning and the capacity and the sort of the assumption that you should have the right data you need to make decisions to improve neighborhoods. And this looks very different depending on the city context, which is the amazing part of having so many cities here today, having 30 cities here, sort of what does it look like in different places. It all sounds very conceptual whenever we try to talk about this. We'll talk tomorrow about how, in our strategic planning session, about how it's often hard to describe what NNIP is, but we saw the payoff of it in spring 2020 as all of you mobilized quickly to answer data requests from government, from the mayor's office on the weekend about where elderly live, philanthropy, wondering how to do rapid response funds, nonprofits trying to get broadband to kids who weren't going in school, to the amazing work that was done so fast to help your communities respond to COVID showed how the investment in both the data infrastructure and the relationships infrastructure makes a difference in a place, particularly in a crisis moment like that. So it was really inspirational to walk alongside you while you quickly pivoted your work to respond to the crisis. And we're excited to help everyone look forward in this meeting. I think is Tommy from Atlanta here. He's like, at what point do we say we're not recovering anymore and just this is the new normal? So coming with that transition together will be part of this meeting, I think. None of this would be possible without really dedicated funders. And these folks are not write-a-check funders, but really thought partners committed to our mission, excited about making connections with us and their other grantees. The Annie Casey Foundation has been a long time supporter from the beginning. Chris Kingsley, Flo Gutierrez, and Saloni Patil will be here later today if they're not already in the room. And many of you know the Casey work and their focus on improving the lives of families and children, and particularly really helping us think about youth and how to get youth engaged in our work. From Microsoft, Pablo Castro and Elizabeth Grossman are here from the Microsoft Justice Reform Initiative. They work with me and a team here from the Justice Policy really closely on the Catalyst Grant Program. And Marie Pryor, our other program officer, was not able to attend. So they're also helping to support this meeting. We have an amazing session on Friday with one of their previous grantees from Tucson that has come that I'm excited for all of you to learn about. And then finally, our newest collaboration, just weeks old, is the Black Wealth Data Center with Natalie Evans-Harris and David Asama. We are collaborating with them on a cross-site project that is really just at the beginning of development. David hopefully will be joining us, and we have a session, a camp session posted on Black Wealth and sort of closing that divide that we hope that many of you will attend. So these are also folks that love to hear the nitty-gritty of your local work. So please go and introduce them, introduce yourselves, talk about what you're excited about and what's upcoming locally. So I'm going to run through some thank yous now. Our NNIP HQ staff are amazingly devoted. So they are both, they will be running around doing many things, including copying and taking notes. They are insightful policy researchers who could really have contributed substantively to the direction of the network. And we wouldn't be where we are without their effort. And it has been even harder virtually without meeting all of you. So we're so excited to have them meet you in person. They really deeply care about the success of your work. And there's many other urban comm and tech folks that you'll meet along the way too that are helping to support the event. One of the reasons that we wanted to come back to Washington was to tell you all selfishly about the great work we do in our hometown of Washington, D.C. So you can go back and spread the word that Washington isn't just the White House and Capitol Hill, but people live here in neighborhoods and and it's a great place to visit. So you'll hear this afternoon about their work. So take a minute to thank this particular DC team, which you see overlaps with NNIP, and thank them for the panels and the tours tomorrow. Leah and I would be completely lost without the executive committee. So this is one thing that we believe makes NNIP really different. We have 6 elected partners that we meet with monthly to go over plans and strategy, sort of big and small. These are really your representatives, and they helped a lot with putting the program together. Could the executive committee stand up, please, so people know who you are? Are they here? Yay. So a special thank you to Caroline and John Colleen, who will cycle off at the end of the year. Time goes so quickly. We will be announcing executive committee elections probably in the next 2 weeks. So we would love for other people to consider running. We have 2 spots open every year. So please ask the current committee or ask any of us if you're interested, what's involved, and to find out if you'd be interested in putting your name in to be nominated. Really, the strength of NNIP is the wealth of expertise in the network and the generosity all of you have in sharing your stories, both challenges and successes. And many partners offered their time today, so most of the program is about partners sharing with partners. And I encourage you to do a special thank you for them taking that time. And this is a formal way to contribute, but there's also informal ways, post-camp sessions, and also many of you are buddies to new people, so we really appreciate you helping to help knit together the network more. These are host city guest speakers. I don't think they're in the room today, but you'll hear from them that are taking time out of their busy lives to share their stories with us around cultural equity, which I think is a really exciting topic we haven't touched on in a while. And there'll be bios in your packet. And then we have a few other guest speakers. Denise Ross will be here later today, and along with some Urban Institute folks and the Tucson people that I mentioned. Just another way that we bring value is to bring these outside experts into the network. So I'll introduce Sarah Rosen Wartell, who I think we have an official bio in the packet, but it's a personal note. So I've been at Urban for 26 years, a long time, and Sarah's been here for 10 of that. She has just transformed our organization, bringing us forward in communications and impact and racial equity, bringing us to this beautiful new building. So just breathe new life into Urban while also respecting the amazing tradition and rigor of our old research. So I'm very excited to have her say a few welcoming remarks, and then we'll go on to introductions. Sarah?
Thank you, Kathy. I think I was on week 2 or week 3 10 years ago when I first heard what NNIP was, and I've been following this journey. In so many ways, it embodies the ambition we have at Urban to bring the insights from data and evidence to the ground to make change. And so it's been a wonderful model all along. And I just want to say thank you also, Kathy, for your leadership with Leah of NNIP, and also all of the ways Kathy's a very important leader across Urban as we map our own strategic plan and path forward. It is my honor to welcome all of you to Urban who have traveled from so many places to be here. We really feel privileged to learn from you and to provide support in the ways the network can to the powerful work you do in your communities. I don't need to tell you that you are using data to advance equity and well-being across neighborhoods, and we're excited that you're going to learn from one another, and we will learn from all of you so that we all together can accelerate the pace of change. I too want to acknowledge Annie Casey for their longtime support and for seeing the power that is the network. I also am deeply appreciative of Microsoft for their support of this gathering, and we are very pleased to partner with them to run the Catalyst Grant Program to help organizations use data and tech to advance racial equity in the criminal justice system. We all know that data alone doesn't make change, but an ecosystem of change without data and without the insight that is born of data, without the power that data can give to participants and communities, moves more slowly and maybe never gets there at all. To my mind, and especially at this moment in time, data is so important because it allows us in some ways to see the map of history on our communities, to demonstrate to those who say, that was the past, that's not today. No, the historic roots of today's inequities are in our communities now. Disparities are not the result of some deficit in the residents or something that naturally occurs. They are the result of compounding intentional discrimination and inattention to the circumstances of communities of color and other low-income communities. So when people say we can move past, data helps us to say, no, our history is with us and we must understand it, embrace it, work to remedy it, and make change. Data helps us to assess the solutions as well and to measure whether the next choice we make and the next after that and the next is going to exacerbate inequity or begin to help close equity gaps. And NNIP partners demonstrate this every day. You show that data can be used to illuminate racial inequalities, to mobilize communities, to build consensus among stakeholders, to assess choices, and to advocate for shifts in policy and resources. Many of you know this history, but maybe a few don't. In the mid-1990s, 5 local organizations who were all pioneers of a new strategy of organizing and sharing local neighborhood-level data with community members to help in planning and advocacy came together. And they wanted to strengthen and spread their strategies. So they approached a hero in our book still, our old colleague, Tom Kingsley, no longer with us, then a senior fellow at Urban, and asked him about having Urban host the network. And since then, we have been privileged to collaborate with the local NNIP organizations and help the network grow and evolve. Today marks the 50th meeting of that partnership. And thanks to your and your predecessors' collective contributions to the network over decades, I fervently believe that change in many of your communities had advanced more quickly than it would have if each community was trying to figure this out on their own. That's the power of a learning network. What's more, our institution, our researchers, our policy experts have a better understanding about ideas we talk about in Washington and what they mean in communities and what the challenges in communities are that we need to be tackling here. We have stronger connections to cities across the country, and with that knowledge, we hope we can shape understanding beyond the 31 communities reflected here and help national actors, policymakers, change makers be better in the work that they do. Across much of Urban's work, we share the NNIP culture of learning and its focus on equity. And as Kathy mentioned, we're very excited about a new Race and Equity Analytics Lab, which is a project of our Office of Race and Equity Research, which is not the place to do race and equity because it's embedded in all of the work, but rather the place to build excellence, to support innovation, to help get people comfortable with bringing a structural racism lens to their analysis. It is to support change and growth across the 600 and I think we're up to 40 people who work at the Urban Institute and make us all better at our work. We've been focused with this effort on building tools that federal agencies, state agencies, local legislators, city governments, advocates, nonprofit partners like you and your counterparts can use to disaggregate the data, because too often it's not collected in the ways that really allow us to see the disparities that we all know exist. We are giving tools to help make it easier to map spatial equity or spatial inequity using virtually any kind of data set that you have. And we're building capacities to measure the impact of equity of different policy choices. Across the country, conversations are happening about equity in every corner, often very powerful, but sometimes hostile. But everywhere those conversations are, I see a role for data and insight. I believe that equity analytics is one of the most exciting developments in society today. And even if, as unfortunately is likely, we may face more hostile political and legal environments ahead to informing our policy choice around equity, and I shudder at the fate of affirmative action in the Supreme Court in the year we're all looking forward to. This genie doesn't go back in the bottle, even if we face that kind of challenge. Because once people know there is knowledge to be had, you don't put knowledge away. It will always shape and inform and activate and mobilize people, regardless of the environment. So more and more, I believe we and you as a society will be elevating the debate with insights on equity, and NNIP Partners since the pandemic and for decades before have been leading the way. We are so excited to be spreading the lessons of this network to other places. We're really excited by the latest guide on data chats based on Milwaukee's model, or telling stories like how Memphis is using data to address housing instability. We're also excited about the cross-site projects, the one Kathy mentioned and a number of others, on a wide array of topics: youth engagement, criminal justice, displacement. And finally, I just want to mention, as Kathy noted, how much you and your network helps us contribute to our hometown. The Urban Greater DC team is going to be excited to share, and I think Kathy mentioned to you some of our local work and how exciting it is to bring our partners here on the panel on cultural equity and community development. And I think we are not the only one who will be bringing their partners here who are actually part of the research team from the local communities. And you guys are also part of innovating and building excellence in community engaged methods in research and data use. We are seeing examples here in DC of using data to hold our local governments accountable. For example, to meeting the goals that they professed to in a big press conference on meeting affordable housing production. Tools that are born of the work of Urban Greater DC are now, policymakers are being asked to consistently, including in the election cycle, how they're doing against those measures. Data is being used to help build a cash transfer program to assist families during the pandemic. And again, we're using community-based members to help evaluate. NNIP has had a great record of accomplishments. These are your accomplishments, individually and collectively over 20 years. And we can build on that. But it is also the time to chart a new strategy for NNIP's future. So we're really glad to see the strategic planning that is going to get taken up tomorrow. And I'm eagerly awaiting the results. We all once took for granted the power of convening, and now we realize it's a gift. And what we can only accomplish when we are actually in a room with one another. I get very emotional about this because we built this space, and it is literally sat empty for, maybe in the last 6 months we've started to use it. But for a long time, this room has not had the power it has today. And so it makes me excited to see that you've all traveled here to be with you. So I hope you go home at the end of these 3 days energized, inspired, enriched. I hope you go home saying it was time well spent. And I hope it was time well spent for you personally, but also for your cause of democratizing data for impact in your communities. I am going to leave you for the rest of the day because I have my board meeting next week, but I am very excited that the weather looks like it will improve for us at the end of the day. We have a glorious, probably the best view in Southwest DC on our roof. And if the weather holds out, we'll have a reception up here. I look forward to hearing what you got done today. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Sarah. And now, if the webcast audience will bear with us, we want to do a round of introductions. As I mentioned to some of you, this is not an anonymous conference. We want you all to get to know each other very well. So we are going to pass mics around the room and just say your name and your organization, and hopefully we can go around quite quickly. And we'll start here with Donna.
All right. Good morning, everyone. David Isiama, Blackwell Data Center.
Good morning, I'm Jordan Graves with Data Driven Detroit.
Hi, folks. I'm Ellie Shane with the University of Southern California Price Center for Social Innovation.
Hi, Caroline Bollett from Los Angeles, also at USC.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jay. I'm here first as a NNIP alumni, but also here on behalf of Esri.
And we're going to switch back over to the other side of the room.
Hi, I'm Robbie Havens with the Data Center in New Orleans.
Good morning. I'm Elizabeth Grossman, representing Microsoft Corp today.
Can people stand up briefly, because I think the other side of the room can't.
Hi, I'm Lee Gagazian at the Center for Urban and Regional Affairs.
Hi, Elizabeth Burton, Urban Institute.
Hi, I'm Libby McClure with DataWorks in Durham, North Carolina.
Good morning. I'm Caroline Isaacs with Just Communities, Arizona.
Good morning. Christy Baker-Smith, Director of Research at National League of Cities.
Hi, Tim Stallman with DataWorks, also in Durham, North Carolina.
Good morning. My name is Ryan Brenner, and I'm with NYU Fairman Center.
Hi, I'm Sarah Isley-Durley. I'm with the Connecticut Data Collaborative.
Hi, Kate Eichel with the Connecticut Data Collaborative.
And I'm Logan Schertz with the Baltimore Neighborhood Indicators Alliance.
And later, I'm going to make everybody spread out from sitting with their colleague.
Hello, I'm Ethan Hugg. I'm from MORPC, Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission in Central Ohio, Columbus.
I'm Jerica Logan, and I'm at the Center for Urban and Regional Analysis at Ohio State University.
I'm Nicole Hall. I'm from the Center for Urban and Regional Analysis, also at The Ohio State University.
Hi, I'm Jake Cowan. I am an NNIP alum, and I'm in Chicago.
Hi, everyone. Noah Urban with Data Driven Detroit.
Hello, I'm Anthony Galvan. I'm an NNIP alum, formerly of the Dallas Partner. Now I'm at an organization called the Child Poverty Action Lab.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jackie Smith from the Johnson Center for Philanthropy at Grand Valley State University in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Jeff Williams, also with the Johnson Center.
Good morning, everybody. Tony Smith, Innovate Memphis, Memphis, Tennessee.
Hi, everybody. Jiaqi Dong from NYU Fairman Center.
Hi, everyone. Mark Abraham at Data Haven in Connecticut.
Hi there, I'm Mariko Toyoji with Communities Count at Public Health Seattle and King County.
Good morning, Sarah J. Sanford, also with Communities Count in Seattle.
Hi, Saloni with the Annie Casey Foundation.
Katrina Andrew with the Data Center of Southeast Louisiana in New Orleans.
Florence Gutierrez, also with the Annie Casey Foundation.
Sonia?
Hi, I'm Jomar Lopez with the Juvenile Welfare Board in Pinellas County, Florida.
Good morning, Michael Havelka, Juvenile Welfare Board, Pinellas County.
Good morning, everyone. I'm James Neal. I work for the Institute of Museum and Library Services here in Washington, D.C. I'm an NNIP alumni and also a neighbor of the Urban Institute in that my office is right across the hall. Good to be with you all.
Hey, I'm Jenna Losh. I'm with the Data Center in New Orleans.
Good morning. My name is Aaron Houck. I'm at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte Urban Institute.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rahul J. Raman from Just Communities, Arizona in Tucson, Arizona.
Hi, I'm Joe Andre. I'm with the Poverty Center at Case Western in Cleveland.
Good morning. I'm Cheryl Knott with the Baltimore Neighborhood Indicators Alliance.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew Carr. I'm with Data Haven in New Haven, Connecticut.
Hi, I'm Camille Seabury from Data Haven.
Hey, everybody. Kelly Davila, also at Data Haven.
Good morning, Cristina Martinez with Community Information Now in San Antonio.
Hello, Jeremy Pine, also with Community Information Now in San Antonio.
Hi, Bob Graddick from the University of Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania Regional Data Center.
I'm Seema Iyer with the Baltimore Neighborhood Indicators Alliance. It is so good to see everybody.
Hi, Dan Potter with the Kinder Institute for Urban Research in Houston.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm David Park with the National League of Cities based here in Washington, D.C.
Good morning. I'm Tommy Pierce with Neighborhood Nexus in Atlanta, Georgia.
Good morning. I'm Nikolai Elnesser, also with Neighborhood Nexus in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello, everyone. I'm Haley Rates at the NYU Furman Center.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rania with Urban Strategies Council, Oakland, California.
Hi, I'm Annie Califf with Boston Indicators at the Boston Foundation.
Hi, I'm Alyssa Kogan with the Metropolitan Area Planning Council in Boston.
Hi, I'm Matt Nowlin with the Polis Center in Indianapolis.
Good morning. I'm Jay Herman with the Mid-America Regional Council in Kansas City.
Hi, everybody. Jeff Mattson, University of Minnesota's Center for Urban and Regional Affairs.
Hi, everybody. Mickey McGlasson. I'm with the Create Lab at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh.
Good morning. I'm Elizabeth Pritchard from the Community Foundation for Palm Beach and Martin counties, and we're on the east coast of Florida.
Good morning, David Harris, Urban Strategies Council, Oakland, California.
Hey, everybody. I'm Amy Carroll Scott with the Drexel University Urban Health Collaborative in Philadelphia.
Hi, everyone. I'm Katie Zager from the UNC Charlotte Urban Institute.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashley Edwards, and I'm from Baltimore Neighborhood Indicators Alliance.
Good morning. I'm Leigh Almond from the Massive Data Institute over at Georgetown.
Good morning. I'm Erica Gilliam, and I'm also from Drexel University Urban Health Collaborative in Philly.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lori Hansen. I'm from the Children's Trust in Miami-Dade County. Yay, Florida.
Love it. And one more table, I think.
Hello, I'm Amy Rowan from Milwaukee with Data You Can Use.
Hi, everyone. I'm Danya Littlefield, also from Milwaukee with Data You Can Use.
Good morning. I'm Lamar Gardier from the Data Center in New Orleans.
What's going on, everyone? Good morning. My name is Victor Amaya, and I am a proud member of the Data You Can Use team out of Milwaukee, one of the most beautiful cities in the country. All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I know we are going a little bit long, so I'm going to try to go through this quickly. We have shared virtually, Kathy sent around an email, I think Tuesday, one of the many emails we sent you with the entire meeting packet that includes framing pages that provide you a little level setting for each session and explain the purpose of the session. Those are, some of them are posted to the NNIP website on our meeting page, and some of them will be posted hopefully in the next day or so. And if you would like a printed copy, we can figure out how to make that happen for you. But you should all have agenda in front of you as well, and I'll talk about the app in a minute. We're really excited to have Denise Ross, who's going to come up in a moment, to talk about supporting the federal equity agenda with local data. We have 3 what we call NNIP showcases. These are short 5-minute timed presentations that many brave souls have volunteered to do. And really, it's a really great way to see a lot of different ideas and projects from many people across the meeting. So we'll have 3 of those, one on each day. I'm thrilled that we can have some of our local DC partners present on what it means to support cultural equity in the equitable development process, in the planning that's going on around our infrastructure reuse project, the 11th Street Bridge Park. And then we will have camp in the afternoon. Voting is open until 1 p.m. So do check out the camp wall, which is by the windows just through those doors. And Sonia will talk a little bit more about that. And hopefully our reception will be tonight right after camp on the roof. Oops, I'll wait for that. Tomorrow, we are going to just do a brief update about some of the network activities to highlight some of our recent successes and talk a little bit about what we're planning for next year. And then I'm really excited that we could have all of you in person to help contribute to our strategic planning process, which we're just launching, really to have a conversation about what the value of NNIP activities both locally, and then what the value and impact that the network can have to help all of you and strengthen all of our local partners as well as communities across the country. And then we are going to do a panel with some of my Urban Institute colleagues that are experts on climate change and environmental justice, and have been really thinking about how those issues are intersecting with all the issues that we're working on. Even if you're not currently working on those issues, if you're working on housing, if you're working with youth and families, if you're working with health, climate change and environmental justice intersect with those issues, and we need to think a little bit differently about how we can all bring some of those lenses into our work. We'll have another showcase and have camp, and then we'll end with tours, which I'll go over in a minute. And then Friday, we will have another panel that really focuses on embodying one of our goals for advancing the use of data and improving the use of data and advancing racial equity. That is to collaborate throughout the data collection and research process with community members. So I'm thrilled, Kathy mentioned we have folks from Tucson joining us, as well as the Urban Health Collaboratives team at Drexel, and they're bringing in community researchers, working with them on the Promised Neighborhoods initiative there. And then we'll have another camp session and showcase. So we just wanted to share a couple of things about the code of conduct for the meeting. I know we have a lot of new people, but basically we want you to all be active listeners and participants. This is a learning network, and your contributions are valued, and we want everybody to feel like their contribution is going to be valued, whether you just started 3 weeks ago and you're a data analyst, or whether you're the executive director. Everybody's contributions are valuable. Just listen with an open ear and be open-minded to take in new topics and things you haven't thought about in your community. And definitely take advantage of all the networking opportunities we have. The reception, as we mentioned, is hopefully on the roof at 5 to 7 tonight. The tours, I didn't update the slide. You need to meet by 4 p.m. There is a handout just outside this room. There are 2 tours to the Columbia Heights and Mount Pleasant area that are focused on affordable housing preservation, and there are descriptions of those tours outside. And then a 3rd tour that is focused on the wharf and the neighborhood redevelopment that's happened in Southwest, which you can see directly outside of this window. So please sign up for a tour. The Columbia Heights and Mount Pleasant tours are limited to 25 participants. And I want to give a shout out to our tour guides who are not here, but we really could not have pulled this off without them. Catherine Howell, the Jubilee Housing Team, Joe Ellen Ambrose, Maya Gaskins, Bob Mannon, and Jim Knight, and Andrew Trueblood. If you haven't already downloaded the meeting YAP, I would recommend doing so. We will be posting all the information about the camp sessions, where they are, which room they're going to be in. So that's an easy way to keep updated, as well as on the wall outside. All the sessions are listed, as well as participants. There's a link to the restaurant list, and there is a chat to communicate with meeting participants about where you're going out for a meal or things like that, or we will be posting announcements throughout the meeting there as well. And post your tour pictures. One thing to mention about the chat, or if you don't want push notifications on the app, these are brief instructions about how to disable the push notifications that might come through. I think at default is that they are on, but if you have trouble, please ask Elizabeth for assistance with the app. And perhaps stop chatting after 10 p.m. if people are trying to sleep. All right. I'm going to turn it over to Sonia to talk about camp.
Great. Thank you, Leah. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited. So in the true spirit of democratizing data or co-designing with our communities, I'm excited to introduce this year's NNIP Camp sessions. NNIP Camp is a series of unconference sessions. These sessions will give all of you the opportunity to become a session organizer yourself and to design sessions where your peers can join you in discussing an exciting topic. So outside of this room to your left, you'll see a set of poster boards. Look for the third grader science fair project. And there you'll have the opportunity to submit session ideas and use dot stickers to vote on your favorite ideas. You can also find the camp rules in your conference packet. And I think you can see a little bit of what it's supposed to look like up here. So overall, we will be hosting one set of NNIP camp sessions on each day at the towards the end of the conference, 5 sessions each day. Today's camp sessions will start at 3:45 p.m. Eastern. So we encourage you to vote in between sessions this morning or during lunch. We will begin tallying votes to lock in today's sessions at the end of lunch. So be sure to put your stickers up there before then. And then we will post the final sessions outside and on the conference app. If you have any questions about the process or how to put up your own sessions so people can vote, you can see me, Jeff Matson, or Libby McClure. We'll be supporting the tallying of votes and the creation of the room assignments. So we're excited for your ideas. And then, so yeah, here you can see the voting deadline. So just make sure that you put up your stickers by then so that I can tally your votes. This is just really quickly a little bit on the camp rules. Once you get into your room, be sure to set your own agenda, introduce yourself around the room, make sure that there's a note taker, ask everyone in the room whether they're okay sharing the notes publicly. We typically do that with the website. Tweet and then come and go as you please in between the sessions. If you're in a session but you really want to catch another one at the same time, feel free to get up and go to that room. Okay, so now we're going to finish it off with something fun, Mentimeter. So if everyone could get out their phone or their laptop or tablet, whatever you have, and go to menti.com, so www.menti.com. Looks like the code for this one is 6750731. It's up there on the board if that was too fast for you and sounded like a lottery being read out. 6750731. And let's get y'all logged in. Oh, I'm seeing some, what are those emojis? Some hearts. Perfect. Good job. Thanks for being good sports, everyone. Okay, a bunch of folks are coming in. Let's see, raise your hand if you still need a second. Okay, 1 second. Great. All right, let's see if we can go to the next slide. Oh my goodness, all the emojis. All right, we're gonna get started with our first question, everyone. Be sharp, it's timed. Go ahead, let's see what you come up with. This is your local data, local city trivia for you. Let's see how we did. Oh, good job, everyone. Yay. I'm so excited for you. So here, if you didn't know what go-go music was, it's a local funk sound we associate with the DC area, led by the local Black community, especially in the 60s and 70s. And this is Chuck Brown, who's associated as the godfather of go-go. Of course, there's many influencers, but he's known as the godfather. So good job, everyone. You learned something new today. Next, we've already kind of done this a little bit, but we just want to see it up on the board. Put in what city you're from and representing today. Woo, look at this word cloud. Some Durham, Columbus, Baltimore in the house. Chicago, Oakland, yes, Grand Rapids. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. All right, let's do the next question. Oh, some people still coming in. That's okay. Perfect. Thank you. How many NNIP meetings have you attended? Oh my goodness. 10 plus, my goodness. I want to see those people in the room, veterans. A lot of firsts. It's actually my first meeting too, so in person, I guess. Perfect. Good job, everyone. So if you've attended 10 plus meetings, be sure to be a buddy to someone who this is their first time and help them kind of navigate the room. All right. How would you describe your organization? An independent nonprofit, a university center, government, foundation, or other? So this is just to help us all see that we all come from, even though we're all NNIP partners, we all have slightly different roles. We play different type of data tasks or work with different partners, but we all have a lot of things to learn from each other. So I'm seeing a lot of independent, nonprofit, university centers, some government, and some foundations. I'm curious what the other is. Maybe you can tell me after this. Great. I think this is our last one. What is your favorite data set? I know it's so hard to choose. It's like picking your favorite child, but do your best. ACS, loads, proms, people's stories. Ooh, a lot of ACS. Every noise at once. 311, power outages, ECLSK. Great. Perfect. I don't yet see a census data camp session outside. So if everyone's favorite data set is ACS, maybe we need to have a camp session about that. Hamda, good. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, everyone. That was so much fun. Hopefully that gives you something to get started talking with your participants. And thank you so much. I'm going to pass it over to Kathy again.